Sticky
Cross.
Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with episode 2 of our series Debut versus Recent and Analysis, where we watch the debut music video and a group's most recent video, and we talk about growth and comparisons.
Yeah, so if you're interested in how we chose the groups that we'll be doing in this series, we have a full explanation in episode 1 of this series, but we're also going to include a short explanation in the description box down below.
So today, we will be looking at CLC and watching their debut music video Pepe, as well as their most recent release, Devil, and then talking about the ways that we've seen them grow. CLC, for those of you that don't know, is a 7-member girl group under Cube Entertainment. They originally debuted as 5 members in 2015, and then in 2016 they underwent a reformation and had 2 additional members added, and yeah, I'm really excited.
So I know CLC, but not super well. So I followed CLC at their debut throughout at least the first year, and now I don't actively follow them, but I will listen to their songs when they come up, but it'll probably be a few months later or whatever, so I actually haven't heard Devil yet. Whereas Peyton.
So I really like CLC. They're one of my favorite girl groups. I became a CLC fan around Hobgoblin and have been actively following them ever since, so I'm a big fan.
Not much more to say. Let's go! So, I remember when they first promoted this and they were all P was under Cube at that time and he helped make part of the dance. I used to listen to the song all the time. 중이병.
I love this song.
I know. It's so retro sounding.
Also, the music video is so cute.
Oh my gosh, they look so young. Yeon looks so young compared to when I saw her on Good Girl recently. Oh. They they changed the dance, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the dance in the music video is different than
because it's the ba ba ba, right? I remember watching Sorn on that competition show for how audition show when she first got into Cube.
Oh, so cute.
I'm sorry, I'm just singing along to the whole thing. Okay, also while this song is a bop, there was another song of theirs that I used to listen to all the time.
Do you know which one it was?
궁금해.
Oh, I love that song.
Me too.
I love that that's in the music.
Oh.
Okay. Shh.
Okay, Peyton. She's so cute.
Easy.
Yeah.
I love the, you were saying earlier,
this part.
It has
짠. Because they, each member had their own little moment. It was so cute. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's okay.
I love it. This part. I really Love this song. Pepe. So, I haven't seen this yet.
I love this song.
Wait, this is from last year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She's so
The lyrics
hot.
of this song are amazing. Her pigtails remind me of like Pippi Longstocking, so.
What is it? What? Wait, is she? What?
You'll get it.
Okay. Are they wearing Tims?
In the dance scene?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It was like denim and Tims. Oh, falsetto. Oh, I feel like I might have actually heard snippets of this before.
I would be shocked if I haven't played this like in the background, just around
That might
you.
be it.
Yeah.
The colors are just like super prominent. Oh, okay. Trap beat for the rap. I mean.
I love
Was
Yeah,
there
Yeah,
just
if
a
you can't
cactus
tell.
on her head?
Yep.
Oh, black dress. Nice reference. Oh yeah. She's literally so attractive. Oh my gosh.
Right.
But I think I get what you were saying, because this one is also like kind of retro-y sounding.
Mm-hmm. And like the bright colors in the music video, it's kind of quirky.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, is it like the contrast now they're bad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because you've awakened the devil. I get it.
Yeah. I can be worse than you even imagined. The mid-wig!
Oh, this is one of those like sounds like a child song moments.
Mm.
All black. Hey? It's really catchy though.
Mm-hmm. I actually showed my big sister this song and she loves it. She thinks it's amazing.
So, like we said in the beginning of how an in-depth explanation of how we chose which groups we're going to do is in episode 1 of the series, we also explain the different categories we're going to talk about in our comments in episode 1. So, feel free to check that out or look at the description box. So, vocally, I mean, it's the same with every group. Like, obviously they're going to improve, their technique is going to get better, they're going to sound more stable on live stages just because they have a lot of experience now. But anyways, 1, Seungyeon has always been the member, even from debut, who sings with the most stylistic choices. How she attacks phrases and then also ends them, like little accents on things, like the bending that she does. It's all very stylistic. But that's just one thing that stuck out to me when thinking about like any differences or like anything to note. And then when I was talking about like vocal growth and who's gotten better, I think the person who stuck out to me the most was Yujin. When I was watching a Devil live stage, she sounded like a lot more stable, noticeably more stable. Like, obviously she was still good at singing at their debut, like, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, I think part of it might have had to do with the concept and also her image, because Pepe is very cute and like full of energy, very bright. And as the center for Pepe and like her image itself, she's very cute. So that's gonna force her to, for those live stages, sing very cutely. And when you sing very cutely and brightly, it affects your vowels and how it comes across. And because it's so focused on the concept, especially when they don't have a lot of stage experience, it's going to sound less stable, in my opinion. But I think for the Devil stages that I watched, obviously, like, there is growth and practice and training there. But also, like, the concept isn't holding her back anymore. Because her image is still a little bit more cute. Like, her face is just cute. You can't change that. But since the concept is more like mature now, she won't be forced to sing in a cutesy manner and make her less stable on stage. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now dancing.
So in terms of dancing, I was actually telling Anna before we filmed this that I was excited that it was Pepe and Devil together rather than one of their other more recent things like Me or No, because in terms of dance at least, I feel like Pepe and Devil are more similar, so it's more of an interesting comparison to see the changes. I say that because they're both pretty repetitive dances and they're kind of quirky too. And that's not to say it's bad, it's just like it's the concept that fits with the song and with what they're going for. So one of the things that I really noticed was that compared to Pepe, when you watch them dance now, they finish all of their movements. And a really good example of that is in the, like, they say, "I tried to be so polite," and it kind of has these long movements where they're stretching. And they have something similar in Pepe where they just go straight to the movement and they kind of hold, whereas now they actually milk out their movements and they really finish through all of the lines, and it's so much more satisfying to watch. And I think it's because they just have more control of their bodies now. Overall, I mean, even though they're both kind of repetitive and more quirky, there is more movement in Devil, which makes sense. It's similar to what Anna was saying, like they have more endurance now, they've practiced longer, they can handle more movement and still perform it live. But one thing that I noticed hasn't really changed since debut, and it's not a bad thing, when you watch them dance as an ensemble, you can't tell the disparity in level, because obviously, like, even at debut, the dance line was phenomenal, but they are able to work as an ensemble really well, which is actually pretty hard to do. When people get used to dancing as soloists, or if you have like a big disparity in levels, then you usually can tell. But the more advanced dancers have enough skill and technique that they're able to pull back what they're doing so that they match everyone else. And that's not to say that everyone else is bad dancers, and obviously they've all gotten a lot better since debut. It's just really interesting to me because especially since they've added extra members, usually you would see some sort of kind of like weirdness, whereas they actually all really work well as an ensemble. And so I thought that was really interesting that that has stayed very consistent, and that's a good thing. Like, that's actually a really good thing. So should we talk about performance now?
Yes, performance-wise and like stage presence and all that jazz. Sorry. I think someone who has stuck out to me a lot more now is Seunggi. I feel like she shines so much more in this kind of concept than she did before. And like, obviously she's a professional, like she's going to do the concept and like adjust for it, but I think naturally she suits a concept like Devil more, so she's able to shine more when her parts come out.
When they reformed and they added the two members, they also changed leaders, and so Seunggi is not the leader anymore.
And I don't know, I just feel like maybe her not being the leader anymore, like she doesn't feel the pressure, I guess, the burden of that when she's on stage. So like she can just focus on like this is her role as the vocalist instead of like also having to do like the leadership stuff. Not
to compare their leadership styles, like they're obviously both very important to the group even now. But on a similar note, talking about adding members and changing roles, I was telling Anna that the person that sticks out to me that has changed the most is actually Yeon. When they debuted, she was the youngest. And people enjoy seeing the youngest members, especially in girl groups, be very cutesy and like kind of babied, and that sticks them more into a box, especially if they're doing cuter concepts and especially when they're younger and have just debuted. And I was saying that I think adding two members that are both younger than her to the group has really given her a lot of freedom to grow into who she is now and who she is on stage. Like when she raps in Pepe, it's much higher pitched and it's much cuter. And like Yeon still has a very high-pitched voice. Like off stage, she's still super cute. But when she raps now, like she lowers her voice and it's a little bit more like sassy and a little bit more like attacking, because it definitely, I think, comes from the fact that she's not the baby anymore, and so she's not having to fill that role.
No, yeah, I definitely see that. Not related to what you were just saying, but like another thing that we were saying about performance, was like, you know, naturally the stage is going to feel fuller just because there's more members now, like there's 7 instead of 5. Once Eunbin and Elki were added and like also the positions were reassigned a little bit, I feel like because instead of having like one member be multiple positions, it was like spread out a little bit more.
It plays to their strengths better.
Yeah.
Like,
do you have anything else to add performance-wise?
I don't think so.
So then concept/style-wise.
We were saying that this is really interesting because so last week we did Astro, and we had said that, like, at least from our perspective, Astro felt like it was more of a gradual transition. But when we look at CLC and with the different songs that they have done, they've been all over the place. They've done cute, and they've done super hardcore like Hobgoblin. They've done very like light and airy and romantic, kind of like whimsical. They've tried a lot of different things before settling into this more CLC sound, I guess, that like they're getting more recognition for since like Black Dress and on. Part of it is just they've explored different concepts and they found what has worked for them, and also the members have taken a more active role in the music production. Like I know specifically Yeon has.
So like Peyton was saying, they like tried out a bunch of different concepts, and I remember like Hobgoblin, when they came out with that and it was such a big hit, everyone was like, okay, they found their sound, they're gonna stick with it. And then their next comeback was like the complete opposite, and everyone, including me, we were so confused and we're like, what just happened? What? Why? And then it took them a little while to get back to like their more intense sounds. And like how you were saying towards the beginning of the video, it's interesting how we're watching Devil and Pepe and comparing them, because they're a little bit more similar in like style. Like I was saying, both of the songs sound kind of retro to me. But
please say your comparison.
Okay, yeah.
Please.
But and then I had this thought, when I think about them in the retro context, Pepe would be more like they're the cheerleaders, really preppy, and then Devil is like now they're the pink ladies from Greece.
So we basically watched Sandy's transformation.
Yeah, we watched that. Except instead of doing it to get the guy, they did it because we don't need men. I don't know, do you have anything else to say about the concept?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of what we said is like performance and concept overlapped.
Yeah, I mean, like it's very tied together, especially for CLC. So we hope you enjoyed this video. We would love to hear your thoughts on CLC. If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, if you have other thoughts that we didn't mention in the video, please share below. We do read all of your comments, and we really enjoy it. Also, we know they're having a comeback soon. We're super excited. Like
it's already on our schedule.
Yeah, it's already on our schedule. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Bye. And join us next week for another episode where we will compare the debut and most recent video of
It's a Secret. Bye!
It's a Secret. Bye!